Hey everyone, this is my project on Agentic AI for reporting and communications, specifically within the field of project management, and how it can really improve the field of it. So, kind of the way this presentation is going to be structured is first outlining the problem that a lot of project managers face and team members might face within large projects, and how agentic AI can actually be the solution to a lot of these issues. And then finally going on to some of the risks that are associated with agentic AI and its implementation within projects. So, manual reporting and communications is very painful without AI and doing it manually. So oftentimes it's time consuming, it's very repetitive, and it's also very inaccurate. So things like Gantt charts, setting weekly status updates on a project, um, gets very boring to a lot of people very quickly, and that might lead some people to not pay attention to what they're writing down in these reports. And in the long run, that could lead to a lot of mistakes and miscommunications. So agentic AI can actually be a good solution to this. Um, so it's a bit different than kind of the AIs that a lot of us use, like large language models like ChatGPT and Gemini. Um, Agentic AI is a bit different in the fact that it's more autonomous than large language models. So Agentic AI can observe actions, can reason with itself, and act autonomously. It doesn't need someone to necessarily prompt it to do something, it just does it. So in the field of project management, it can integrate with tools by itself like email, text message, Slack, project management software, and it can kind of like automate those repetitive processes that people find themselves being very bored of. And the key thing is you don't need to prompt it for it to actually work. So some things that people use are Microsoft Copilot, Asana, and there are so many out there, different startups that are being used. And I'll get into one example a bit later in the presentation. So project management, agentic AI can actually be used in many different parts of project management. The first part is just sharing information. So agents, AI agents have been used to make status updates, reminders of important tasks to do later in the week, and summaries of meetings. And meetings can come from text messages, chat logs, emails, stuff like that, rather than someone actually making all those reminders themselves. Another thing is tracking progress. So within a project, there are many different tasks that need to be completed. There are a lot of deadlines that need to be done by, and changes happen all the time. So something that AI is particularly good at is using that raw information and sending out uh, daily reminders on different tasks that need to be done and really emphasizing those deadlines. It makes it a whole lot more streamlined than someone else, like some physical person doing it. And it is a lot cheaper. Um, Another thing is turning raw activity into clear, actionable reports. So as I was talking before, a lot of AI companies actually are making models that can listen to meetings, uh, Zoom calls, chat messages, Slack channels, and automatically make reports from it. Um, so as opposed to maybe someone taking meeting notes of a meeting, and AI can automatically do that while the meeting is happening, and send out task updates accordingly. So another thing is a bit more tricky is like tracking problems and risks. So within a conversation, an AI can be good at tracking like what common risks there are associated with the conversation. Sometimes conversation go on too long. There can be a lot of rambling, a lot of work not getting done, and some AI models have been made are particularly good at uh, tracking that and letting users know how to become more efficient with the communications. So kind of the way that uh, agentic AI works is an internal loop. And so like ChatGPT or Gemini don't really have this. It's more prompt based, but agents are first supposed to collect information. So for meetings, Slack, Zooms, and then goes on to interpret that information, extract key tasks, decisions that are made within a conversation, and finally outline some risks that we're talking about. Um, so at that point, when like that like raw information's been processed, it can be then made to make dashboards of data, reports of a meeting, and at that point, it can be sent out to the people who are need to be looped in. So like key stakeholders, customers, people of that nature. So a key example of how big industry is using agentic AI is the shipping company DHL and their partnership with AI startup called Happy Robot. So Happy Robot's been used in DHL to handle appointments, driver follow-up calls, warehouse coordinations, phone calls. So like traditionally you have like a human answering phone calls, but Happy Robot's been able to make AI phone call takers. So maybe when a customer or a driver needs like assistance, there's not a real person that they talk to now. It's a AI that's been trained on certain information that the company has provided it. So it's a lot more reliable, but as for its accuracy, that's still to be determined because there's a lot of risk when it comes to that. Um, by the same line, it kind of goes for email interactions. There may not be an actual person responding to your email if you're emailing DHL, but an AI that does it autonomously. Um, and finally, status updates. So maybe uh, your package locations being transmitted to you by AI, or maybe from like a project management standpoint, status updates are provided from the employee to the project manager. So there already have been like studies that assess the benefits of AI in terms of workplace productivity, cost savings. So this one study by Stanford, they surveyed project managers, and 49% of them say they had cost savings when they implemented AI into their daily operations. Um, Another thing, McKinsey uh, determined that almost 70% of daily tasks that people undertake can be automated to AI or at least assisted by AI. And that kind of enhances productivity. And this Warren study predicted that by 2035, almost like productivity and GDP would be increased by almost 1.5%, which remains to be determined. But if AI keeps on going at the way it is right now, I think it's a very achievable outlook. So there are risks associated with it. Obviously, we've all experienced AI being prone to hallucinating. So it can give wrong deadlines, tasks, decisions after a meeting, which can be very bad for stakeholder alignment. So people may not know what exactly needs to be done when. It can also lead to a lot of notifications. So people might not really pay attention to the notifications they get because they get notified too much and it's from an AI, not a real person. So there's less accountability in that regard. Um, Also, there's loss of context. So certain decisions that have been reached, people may not know why that decision's been reached. Tones of discussions may not be fully understood. And finally, a privacy loss. So confidential information from both company and customer could always be leaked by this AI. That's always a real risk. So AI has been shown to increase cost savings, make people more productive, but it can also hallucinate a lot and lead to many other problems as we outlined before. So it's very important for AI companies to really fine-tune these models and make sure they're more feasible. Thank you. These are my sources in case anyone wants to read them. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions.